You know what's funny? I'll tell you. Yesterday I dropped my phone and burned my toast. And one more thing, forget one English word and accidentally waved back to someone who wasn't even waving at me. Yes, guys. So by lunchtime, I had already decided today is just not my day. But then I noticed something. Whenever someone asks, "How was your day?" most of us only know two answers, good or bad. That's it. So today, let's change that because your bad day deserves a better story than just it was bad. Yes, guys. So, hello everyone. Welcome back to our today's episode. In this video, we discuss about some new vocabulary word and some useful grammar rules that will helpful for you guys. So, let's start. Have you ever noticed bad days never send an invitation? No. Nobody wakes up and thinking like I hope today is disaster. They just happen. Yeah, for me it started with one tiny mistake. Yes guys. I overslept. Not by 5 minutes, not by 10. By the time I woke up, even my alarm had given up on me. Yes, I looked at my phone and looked at the time, looked at the ceiling, hoping the ceiling would somehow change reality. But it didn't. Very rude. Yes. So I jumped out of bed. My hair looked like it had argued with the pillow all night. And I walked into the kitchen looking completely slouched. And my mom looked at me. I looked at her. Neither of us asked any question because we both knew what happened. Then came breakfast. I was making toast. Actually, I was creating charcoal. Yes, guys. Because apparently, I forget bread isn't supposed to be black. And that's here's the funny thing, the toast wasn't the problem. My reaction was. And then immediately my inner critic woke up. Like, wow, you can't even make breakfast. Really? Over toast? I said, calm down, calm down. So that's something our brain does all the time. One tiny mistake becomes evidence that we are failing at life. Have you noticed that? You forget one English word and suddenly your brain says, maybe my English is terrible. No, no, you forget only one word, not the entire language. That's why I stopped saying I am bad at English. Instead of I am saying I am having a bad English moment. There's a huge difference, guys. Yes, one attacks your identity, the other describes a temporary situation. And words matter, guys. Words, especially the words you say to yourself. Yes, and a few hours later, someone asked me, "How's your day going?" Old me would have said bad, and then end of conversation. But this time, I tried something different. I said honestly, today has been a bit chaotic. Yes, everything that could go wrong somehow did, but I'm trying to laugh about it. And then suddenly the conversation become interesting. Yes, that's exactly how real English works. Not shorter, but more descriptive. Yes. And by the way, did you notice something? I just said it today has been chaotic. That's present perfect. Why? Because today isn't finished yet. The day is still continuing. But if tonight someone asks me, "How was your day?" So I'll naturally say, "Today was chaotic because now the day is over." See, grammar follows time, not rules. Time decides the tense. And once you understand that, grammar becomes much easier. Yes, guys. So I'll tell you, completely changed the rest of my day. I was walking home, still thinking about everything that had gone wrong. Then suddenly I saw a little kid drop his ice cream. He looked at his mom also. And for 2 seconds, the world completely ended. Yes. Then his mom laughed, bought him another one, and 30 seconds later, he was smiling again. I stood there like thinking, wow, children recover from bad moments so quickly. But what about adults? We carry one small mistake like it's a lifetime achievement. Yes, guys, and that's exactly what happened to me. My bad morning started to linger. Nothing bad was happening anymore, but my brain kept replaying the same scenes. You woke up late, you forget that English word, you burned your toast. Like, seriously, it was toast, it was not my future. No. Then, my inner critic appeared again. And then my inner critic says, congratulations, you officially had the worst day ever. And then me, really, the worst day ever. I didn't lose my job. I didn't lose my family. I didn't lose my health. I just burned my breakfast. And you know what happened? Suddenly, my inner critic became quiet because sometimes our brain exaggerate everything. Yes, guys. So that's why I changed one habit. Instead of asking why is today so bad, I asked what's one good thing that still happened today. At first my brain couldn't find anything. Then I remembered I made my mom laugh. I finished recording my podcast. I learned one new English expression. Wait. Maybe the whole day wasn't bad. Maybe 1 hour was bad. There's a huge difference, yes, and that's how native speakers usually talk. Instead of saying my day was bad, they often say my day has been a little stressful, and it's been one of those days. Everything seems to go wrong today, and today didn't go as planned. Notice these sentences sound like stories. Yes, guys. So, by the way, did you notice something earlier? I said I wake up late sometimes. That's present simple because it's something that happens generally. Then I said I am walking home. That's present continuous because it's happening right now. Na? So then I said today has been stressful. So that's present perfect because today isn't finished yet. And now I have been talking about my terrible breakfast for almost 10 minutes. So that's present perfect continuous because it started earlier and it's still continuing. See, you didn't memorize grammar, you experienced it. So that's why you'll remember it. So then I realized something. Fluent English isn't about knowing bigger words. It's about telling better stories, even a bad day. Yes, guys, can become an interesting conversation. So next time someone asks, how was your day? So don't stop at fine or bad. Try these instead. Like honestly, it started badly, but got better. I even laughed at myself by the end of the day. So that's real English. And honestly, that's also a better way to live. So before we finish, I want to leave you with one thought. A bad day doesn't need a happy ending. Sometimes it only needs a better perspective. Like tomorrow, you'll wake up, your alarm will ring again. Hopefully, your toes survive and you'll get another chance. So that's the beautiful part, guys. Yes. So here's today's comment challenge. Finish these sentences in the comment. Like today wasn't perfect, but fill in the blanks. For example, today wasn't perfect, but I smiled. Today wasn't perfect, but I learned something. Today wasn't perfect, but I kept going. So I'll read every single one, and maybe your sentence will inspire someone else, guys. So before we finish, let's take a small word tour. Our first word is slouched, it meaning sitting or standing with your shoulders bent forward, usually because you're tired, embarrassed, or lacking confidence. For example, I walked into the kitchen slouched after waking up late, and another example is he said slouch during the meeting. And the another word is linger, meaning to stay for longer than expected. For example, the bad mood lingered all afternoon. And another example is that memory still lingers in my mind. And another word is resilient, mean able to recover quickly after difficulties. For example, she is resilient and always finds a way to move forward. And another example is resilient people don't let one bad day define them. Yes, guys. So, see you in the next conversation. Stay tuned with me, guys.